Now, I'm a great coffee lover, as some of you already know, and there are moments in life when I long for a good coffee. Yeah? Who's with me? Yeah? Anybody? Who's a cup of tea person and you long? Yes, okay. And then who's not a tea or a coffee person and they've watched that advert and they say, I like gin? No, you've seen that advert, yes. I think that's a funny advert. Not sure I approve, but it's still a funny advert. There's a lot of different things that we long for in life. Some of us are longing for a new car, maybe. Hey, Keith, something which is an upgrade from the Jag or something like that. So an X5. Yeah, Mazda MX-5, eh? Yeah, one day maybe, eh? I long for it. Some of us have got a longing for something for our own kids. We long for them to grow up and to achieve a dream that they have or something like that. Some of us have a simple longing to get through to this evening. Some of us have a longing for when we get home that the place hasn't been turned upside down by the children and the husband or the wife. Some of us are longing we long for all sorts of things. I like watching some of these food programs and I just watch some of the meals that they create and I just have this longing. I was watching the New Zealand MasterChef the other day, and this Samoan guy created this gorgeous-looking pasta, and I'm sitting there looking at this thing. I'd just eaten, and I was getting hungry. I was really getting hungry. It was beautiful, and it was really funny because they had this guy that was there, and he was an Italian guy, and he was an Italian chef, and he spoke to him in Italian, and mucho bueno, like that, or something like that, and it was wonderful food. But then he said, in Italy, he said, when words aren't enough, as a chef, you just shake their hand. And he reached across and he shook his hand. And I thought, wow, that food must have been gorgeous. And so I had this kind of longing for really good Italian food. My son and I, Jack and I, we like watching Man vs. Food on TV. Anybody seen Man vs. Food? I think I've talked a little bit about this before, so I won't go into too many of the details. But some of the stuff that comes on there is just like repulsive. It's like, that's way too much food. I couldn't eat all of that. But some of the stuff looks really good, and you think, like some of the brisket and stuff like that they make in the barbecues, and wonderful food. And so this longing is connected to your appetite. And your appetite is connected to what you have familiarized yourself with in an enjoyment setting, what I enjoy, what I like to have, what I like to indulge myself in. So for you, it could be chocolate. Think of your favorite food. One of the dishes in Chelmsford that I really like, and every now and again I get to treat myself with, is the Thai do a really nice soup down the road. It's called the fisherman's soup. And it's hot and spicy, and I love it. So that's something that I kind of go for. And so, but there's other things we long for. How about on holiday? Who's looking forward to their next holiday? Whose holiday is just a bit too far away? Yeah? And so this sense of longing is heightened, not made worse. It's heightened by the distance that you are from it. And I can kind of experience this in my own life, thinking about the times when I've been away from family or away from Sonia. Before we were married, Sonia was up at Bible College studying away, and I think I hadn't qualified at that stage, and I was down in London, and I was studying away. And the phone bills, who's there? Who's done this? Yeah? The phone bills must have been quite large for my mum and dad. I have no idea, actually. I must ask them and repay them. They must have been quite large. Even now, there are some young people even here now, and you've run up significant bills in the past, spending time on the phone to your girlfriend. And some parents are nodding. Too much, Sam. But there's this longing because you're so far away from one another, and this longing to be with one another. And I was speaking to a couple of young people the other day who are far away sometimes, and they phone one another and run too many bills up. And it's hilarious, the conversation, because you get to a point where you've said everything, but you're just enjoying being on the line. So none of you are saying anything. Yeah, you've been here. And you're just waiting for the next thought or comment, and you're still sitting there. And then it's time to hang up. And then so you say something like this, well, I guess we better hang up. Okay, and then you say, you hang up. And then they say, no, you hang up. No, I can't, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you first. No, I can't do it. And then you wait. That kind of dies off, and then you have a pause. And then you wait for about 30 seconds, and you say, Still there? Yeah, I'm still here. You haven't hung up. No, I was expecting you. No, you got. And then it carries on for another half an hour because you find something else to talk about. And this longing, this desire, this pursuit that we have is in some way, shape, or form shaped by what we treasure. What is priority? What is significant? What is the most important things in my world? So for me, I was in a sex and relationships conference at Watford not so long ago, and I was asked a silly question, really. To me it seems silly, which is, what's the hardest thing about being married? Any thoughts? What's the hardest thing about being married? There you go, right? You knew the answer. Some people will say the hardest thing about being married is, the arguments. Some people will say the hardest thing about being married is, you left the seat up again. Or fellas, you didn't put the loo roll on, you just left it with the thing and you just plonked it on top, which is what guys do all the time. Or you put the pink socks in with the wash, and I asked you last time, and these little things. But actually, no. Once you get to a point where your lives are overlapped so much, the hardest thing about being married is actually when you're away from one another, because there's just this hole missing. It's like I haven't had chocolate for weeks. It's this hole that's missing inside you, which is there's a part of you that you are away from. It's like you left your leg and your arm behind, sort of. It's kind of lost a bit of me, and so it was really sweet. Everyone went, "Oh," and I thought, "Oh." It's because, down the line they went, and so said this about, it's difficult when you find disagreements and you're having to resolve things and everything. And I just said, actually, the hardest thing I find about being married is being away from Sonia, like now. And it was everyone, oh, and I thought, oh no, people are going, oh, over me. But it was, yes, don't, please. But it's this longing.